Republican leadership in the House of Representatives, which of course is spearheaded by Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson, are facing a massive revolt right now. And that revolt, of course, is over the Epstein files. They are trying to get this discharge petition passed, forcing a vote on the release of the files. The problem...
The hearing room was already tense. That like button and subscribe to our channel, cameras flashing, reporters scribbling, the walls humming with the anticipation of confrontation, when former Attorney General William Barr leaned forward, his voice rising to a near scream as he launched into a blistering tirade against Representative Jasmine Crockett, accusing her of playing politics with justice, of misrepresenting facts, of being more interested in headlines than the Constitution. His words sharp and thunderous as the crowd of aides, journalists, and fellow lawmakers sat in stunned silence, the air electric with disbelief. But Crockett, never one to shrink under pressure, didn't flinch. Instead, she let him finish, her eyes locked on him with a calm intensity that seemed to unnerve him more than any shouted rebuttal could. And when Barr finally paused to catch his breath, sweat glistening at his temple, she leaned into the microphone and delivered a clapback so precise, so devastating, that it instantly shifted the balance of the entire room. Mr. Barr, screaming doesn't make you right, it only makes you loud. And the louder you get, the clearer it becomes that you can't defend your record on the facts. The room erupted, not with applause, decorum still held, but with the audible gasp of recognition that something historic had just unfolded, cameras zooming, reporters' pens flying faster, as Barr's face flushed crimson, his mouth opening to respond but no words coming out, his authority suddenly deflated by the sheer force of her poise. Crockett pressed on, her voice steady but fierce, dismantling his arguments point by point, reminding the chamber of the legal contradictions in his tenure, the investigations he had buried, the ways in which his supposed defense of law and order had too often meant shielding power rather than serving the people. And with every sentence, Barr seemed to shrink further into his chair, his earlier screams now an echo of desperation rather than strength. What happened next turned a heated exchange into a viral moment. Crockett, with perfect timing, leaned back and added, "If defending yourself requires yelling at me, maybe the problem isn't my questions, maybe it's your answers." And that single line, caught on every microphone, replayed from every angle, was the dagger that sealed the moment. Within hours, clips flooded Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, hashtags like hashtag Crockett clapback and hashtag Barr meltdown trending worldwide. With millions of views pouring in as users spliced the footage with reaction memes, slow motion replays, and fiery captions, commentators on cable news and podcasts calling it everything from the moment the tide turned to the sharpest takedown in recent political memory, while Barr's allies scrambled to frame it as unfair, claiming he had been baited, but the damage was done. The imagery of a red-faced former attorney general screaming only to be silenced by a calm, devastatingly sharp congresswoman was too powerful, too symbolic to spin away. Some said it was the embodiment of generational change in American politics, the old guard roaring but the new guard refusing to back down. Others saw it as a masterclass in how not to lose your cool in public testimony, and still others framed it as the purest proof that truth delivered with composure can dismantle even the loudest bluster. By the next morning, late-night hosts were joking about it, clips were playing on loop across networks, and Crockett herself, when asked by reporters whether she thought she had destroyed Barr, simply smiled and said, "I don't destroy people, I just tell the truth. Sometimes the truth does the rest." And that was the final stroke of power, a reminder that in the battle between screaming and reason, the latter has the lasting impact, and that Jasmine Crockett's fiery but focused clapback had not only silenced William Barr in the moment but etched itself into the wider story of political accountability in the age of viral media.